Hello everyone, in today's lesson we're going to be talking about solving radical equations. So radical equation is equations with radicals where the variables are in the radicands. So for example, y is equal to the square root of 2x. My variable x is under the radical sign, so it is in the radicand. And so to solve a radical equation, we're going to follow these three basic steps. First, we're going to isolate the radical on one side of the equation. Second, we're going to raise each side of the equation to the same power to eliminate the radical. So for example, if I had the square root of x plus 3, to get rid of that square root, I would square that radical to get x plus 3. If I had the cubed root of 5x, to get rid of that radical, I would raise the power of that side to the cube to get just what's in the radicand. And then lastly, we'll solve the resulting equation. So let's go through some examples. Number 1, I have 2 times the square root of x plus 1 is equal to 4. My first step is I want to isolate that radical. Right now there's that 2 that's in front, and that 2 is being multiplied with that radical. So to undo that multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So on the left, I just have the square root of x plus 1 is equal to 4 divided by 2, which is 2. And now my next step is to get rid of that radical, I need to raise it to that power. Since I'm taking the square root, to get rid of that square root, I'm going to square both sides. And so when I do that, I have x plus 1 on the left-hand side, because that square cancels with the square root. And then 2 squared, I get 4. And now I just solve this equation. So to isolate x, I just subtract 1 from both sides, and I get that x is equal to 3. Okay, let's look at another example. Number 2, I have the cubed root of 2x minus 9 minus 1 is equal to 2. My first step is I want to isolate that radical. Right now there's that minus 1 with that radical, so I want to first move that to the other side. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and I get the cubed root of 2x minus 9 is equal to 3. And now I need to get rid of that radical. This time, since I have the cubed root, to get rid of that radical, I'm going to cube both sides. And so when I cube the left-hand side, the radical cancels out, and I'm left with 2x minus 9. It's equal to 3 raised to the third power. I get 27. And now I just need to solve this equation. So I add 9 to both sides, and I get 2x is equal to 36. And then when I divide both sides by 2, I get that x is equal to 18. Let's look at 2 more. Number 3, I have 3 plus the square root of 2x minus 3 is equal to 8. First, I need to isolate that radical, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. And I get the square root of 2x minus 3 is equal to 5. To get rid of that square root, I need to square both sides. And so when I square both sides, I'm left with 2x minus 3 on the left. 5 raised to the second power, I get 25. And now I just need to solve. So I'm going to add 3. And I get 2x is equal to 28. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get that x is equal to 14. Let's look at one last one. Here I have the cubed root of x minus 9 is equal to negative 6. First, I want to isolate that radical, so I need to move that minus 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And I get the cubed root of x is equal to 3. And then to get rid of that cube, I need to raise both sides to the third power. And so I get that x is equal to 27.